I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about the one word that makes everybody kind of go, it's called plagiarism. As one who has experienced her own work being stolen, yes, that's me, I'm a little bit sensitive about this topic. So I'd like to share with you a few ideas about plagiarism so that it doesn't happen while we're working together. I should also tell you I am an APA editor, and for that reason, I have a little bit of the scoop in ways that I can help you. In fact, I've placed several handouts on Blackboard for you and for plagiaristic issues so that you can avoid them. But first off, let's talk a little bit about what plagiarism really is. First off, it's just about stealing words. Yes, that's right. Stealing words from someone else. And it is a federal offense. So one needs to be very careful about who and what they cite. In fact, if you're using someone else's production in any way, you need to cite that source and credit it. Above all, you need to present any original idea from another author in a credible way, and the only way to do that is to use citations to do that. So in other words, plagiarism is basically an act of fraud that involves stealing someone else's work and then maybe even lying about it afterwards. I hate to think about that, especially as Christians. We demonstrate the best possible behavior of the world, and because of that, we definitely need to keep this particular issue in check. Now, let me give you some ideas about what is considered plagiarism and what is not. First, anytime that you turn in someone else's work as your own, copy it down word for word from someone else without citing it or giving proper credit, if you fail to put a quotation around the specific wording that someone else used, if you change words but basically copy the same ideas in a sentence, or if you copy maybe a portion of those words and a portion of the other, say an original phrase, without citing, again, all of these are sources of plagiarism. You want to be extremely careful about that because having good, credible writing is extremely important as you present your papers. When material is directly taken from a book, a journal, a presentation, a speech, a statement, even what I'm saying right here, because these are my own original ideas and thoughts about plagiarism, one should definitely quote me. In short, plagiarism is any idea or thought or speech or journal, anything that isn't yours that you pass off as your own in any of your work at the university. Now, let me tell you what isn't plagiarism. Common knowledge. And I'm going to get real ridiculous here. We all know that the first president of the United States is, you're probably saying it right now. That's right, George Washington. That's very common knowledge, so we don't need to quote that. Real, solid common knowledge needs to be discussed. But if I'm talking to you about a topic that has to do with, say, cognitive therapy, and I have not told you who the originator of that cognitive therapy is, and then passed it off as my own, I have basically given you information that was stolen. While the information may be great and even helpful to you, it isn't appropriate or professional. And in terms of the ethics, it's extremely important that each of us take a great deal of time to figure that out and to make sure that we are being as credible and ethical as possible in our writing. So be very careful with plagiarism. I have put up, in fact, a number of sources to help you. Also, I've put up writing sources so that if some of you are not familiar with some of the approaches to, say, APA, you'll find a number of resources on Blackboard to help you out. In addition, if you have not had a lot of experience writing, please don't freak out when you get the first paper from me. Folks, I told you in the beginning of this discussion, I'm an APA editor. Well, editors, they see everything. Well, not everything, but we see a lot. And because of that, we are trying to nip those issues in the bud right up front so that your writing will present itself as the best that it can possibly be. So I have a list of those kinds of items that you might see on a paper, also on Blackboard, that I might alert you to. And again, don't freak out. I write copious notes, especially in that first paper. That note will be one of the most important guidance tools for you through the rest of the course. And as always, if you have questions, all you have to do is ask me. I'm available to talk to you, whether it be on Blackboard, through email, or even on the telephone. Let me know. Have a great one. See you on the board. Bye.